Sometimes I come across a set that intrigues me, and this is one of them. If you don't recognise it, it's understandable. There's only about 2/3 of it there. But this is the Power Racers Nitro Menace from 2005, set number 8649. And this here cost me just about £9. And it normally, you know, I wouldn't look twice at a set like this because, well, you know I won't have the parts for this. However, at the same time, online, up for sale, was that, with a bag of bits. So also, 2005 Nitro Menace, set 8649, also in bits. This one cost me just shy of £15, so that is £24, give or take, for plus a bag of parts. 24 quid for what has the potential to be a £60 set. I wasn't even looking for something like this, it just happened to stumble on me when I was searching, and I happened to stumble across this one. And then I searched just to see what parts were, and then this one came up. So the plan is to take these two part sets and make one good set. So the plan now is to strip them all down, clean up the parts where I need to, because some of them are a little bit grimy, and then inventory it. So Bricklink has a useful feature where if you know the set number, in this case the Nitro Menace, it will tell you exactly how many parts are needed right here, and it will break it down into the parts. It does an inventory for you, so all you need to do is follow that inventory and see, you can find out what you're missing and what you need. So as I say, now we strip it down, clean it up, inventory it, and then once I've got that sorted, we'll come back and we can build it, hopefully. Alright, so I've stripped the first one down. I've still got the second one to do. And I'm running into an issue where there are stickers that go across multiple parts. And I don't have replacement stickers, so I'm going to have to be extra careful when I'm inventorying the set, because like that one sticker has got 5 parts, because you've also got to include the connector. So I've got to be really careful with inventory in it. And the other thing as well is, I really need to wash my hands. This stuff is grimy. So yeah, I'll go and wash my hands now, have a quick break for a second, then we'll come back and we'll strip the other one apart. It's looking promising. I can't see any significant pieces missing. But I will know once I inventory it. It's one of those where if I see like this section's missing from here, did I see it on that one? You know, so we will continue, and then once I've got it all cleaned up, we'll get it all sort of semi-laid out, and then we can start building it. Okay, so we're done with the sorting. These are the pieces that are left over from, well, they're surplus, shall we say, they're extra parts. One thing when you're disassembling stuff like this, the humble brick separator, it saved most of my nails on this, especially with some of the Technic pins being a little sticky. These in particular are an interesting one because there's supposed to be 6, and there are in fact only across 2. There are 7, so I think so I only just had enough of those for one. But yeah, the brick separators, especially like I say with the black Technic pins, especially these little short ones, they are not designed to come apart easily, so that thing has saved my nails. I'm missing a grand total of 3 parts, all of them in pearl light grey, and all of them seem to be bodywork related. Now it would have been 5 parts had I not studied the the listings very closely, because I don't know if you can tell from what I'm showing you here, there's a rather significant part missing. The other wheel. No point having 3 wheels on a car when I get 4. Bricklink, very easy. I knew I was going to be a wheel short, so I ordered it in advance. Having gone through the rest of it, I now know I'm missing 3 light grey parts, which I will also order on Bricklink, but that won't stop me from ordering, from rebuilding it. Alright, so as I said, there wasn't anything that I could be bothered to video, but there it is. We are missing the opposite one of these, so it would come out here. And as I said, we're missing what is essentially the splitter, which is just a larger version of that. And then the exhaust has a bit of a blow because I've got one exhaust silencer, not the other. Those are the only 3 pieces missing. And I got to be honest, it's a bit spindly. There's not a lot in it in terms of like functions. The bonnet lifts up, there's not much there except for the steering block, and it does move it away from that. It does have steering, but it's controlled from the back here, which basically means you're transferring the energy down through an almost direct 90-degree direct gear ratio, which does mean it does take a little effort to get it to turn. And it also doesn't help that the rack here is so tight against this that it just doesn't feel like there's got much in the way of steering. But other than that, yeah, it's actually not bad looking, is it? It doesn't look too bad. There's a couple of interesting things where if you're using the online instructions on lego.com, the differences between the black parts and the dark grey parts, especially when you first start under here, it's not very clear. So that was interesting because all of these beams here were grey and I initially started building them out of black. But thankfully that was an easy fix. And then there are certain parts that just feel flimsy when they're assembled. So it's like this just feels a little bit like there's no connection between this and here, or, you know, this and the bonnet. It's a bit weird. It's a bit... I can understand why not many people have them, to be honest. Because the frame is made up... Well, the actual bodywork is made up of rubber flexi axles. And there ain't a lot to it. I mean, even in the back here. A couple of nitrous bottles and that's it. Yeah. And it's all fit up. Yeah. You can see those are the nitrous bottles there. That's your steering, which is a direct like for like. But then for some reason, rather than going through here, they transfer it up and then across. So you've got an extra connection where there didn't need to be, and this long axle here sort of reduces the efficiency. It's a whole thing. Other than that, though, you know, it does use these pins with axles just to like snap bits together. So you know, it's a fairly... I want to say it's an easy-ish build, but the big problem I had, 2 major issues. One was because I was using existing stickers. I had to work out what side was what, or this rear, this bit here was especially funny because you actually build it upside down and then, but yeah, so working out which way around these stickers went, whether when you first put that piece in, is it going to be that, or is it just... So yeah, I've sort of got myself more work than I needed to. If I wanted to, I could have got some new stickers, but it wouldn't have been easy and it probably wouldn't have been quick. So now the thing is to order the missing parts, which honestly don't really take away from the build, really. Like I say, it's just a pipe here, a bucket on the back, and a pipe there. So, I mean, for shelf display, that works, doesn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough. Yes, you can salvage 20-year-old Lego under the right circumstances. I got lucky finding a second one. Right, that'll do. See you later.